Um, I do believe. Hold on, let's refresh. We gotta wait a few moments and then refresh the Rumble a few times.
Okay.
Okay. I hear dinging everywhere. Who the heck? Somebody needs me. I'm gonna have to check that out. Not sure who that was.
Irby says we have to wait. He's still at work.
I'm sorry. He's gonna have to catch it afterwards.
Hmm.
Okay, everything says we are live and good to go.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Friday, September the 12th, 2025, and it is 3:04. We're a couple minutes late here. Crazy Bee is almost done and out, and I am working on it. And the baby was got his first illness today and was horrendous. And Crazy Bee was on the phone while it was occurring, and it occurred all morning until a couple minutes ago. So uh, I fully expect to be done and up by the weekend.
Oh,
But
you're far away from the mic. It sounds muffled.
okay, is that better?
Much better. Sorry. I just wanted to let you know it's getting hard to hear you.
Okay. Um, so we're both kind of down and out. And I think probably a lot of that has to do with the events that occurred this past week and uh, being up and trying to do research and seeing the negativity. And I think that adds to the stress or the, if you have an illness, it can perpetuate, what's going on in your body and in your mind. So, every,
Amen.
everybody, please take care of yourself this weekend. Um,
I'm dying.
yes, try to eat and drink healthy or drink like I'd like to over the weekend. One of the options, there's many options in the way of drink, but, please, everybody, take care of yourself. And next week, we will be getting into some heavier detail about some of the things that we discussed the past couple days, and that's the negativity, the extreme negativity, a
Mhm.
lot of positivity, but we're going to save all of that for next week. We felt that it was not appropriate at this time to bring that up in reverence for Charlie and his family. So, with that being said, we do have one update before we get into today's programming, and that is on the school shooting at the Evergreen High School in Colorado. And the suspect has died from self inflicted wounds. So, all I can say personally to that is amen. I'm sorry. But that's my feeling on it. And
I feel bad for the parents to
I
a
do,
degree, but they also should. I mean, they may have tried to do everything right and
right?
still had a problem with, their child still becoming radicalized.
Yes.
You can only do so much, especially when it comes to teenagers.
Hmm.
Teenagers develop a mind of their own, and good luck.
Yes. Do you have that article, Crazy Bee?
I actually do. I also want to, before we really get started, I want to apologize for our announcement bot being drunk today. He decided to push one of our old videos as well as the most recent video on Rumble, the YouTube older video. I guess YouTube is starting to push some of our older content. So I do apologize for everyone on the server who saw our notification bot go full drunken, staggering idiot. I'm working on him to quit drinking. I promise.
Maybe he needs a little bit more.
No, because then he'll pass out and not put the notifications
He
out.
won't do anything then, right?
Yeah, we're trying to get him into AA. So,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I will not repeat what Dr. Art said to Arby. They can hash it out in the Discord. If you do not belong to the Discord, I strongly suggest you do. It's extremely entertaining, engaging, provocative.
Sorry, I just read it. I love Art.
Yes, so do I. Right?
Art and Arby are great people.
Yes, they
In
are.
case y'all don't know,
Mm-hmm.
really wonderful people on our server, and
Vanilla.
Vanilla's in there.
Uh,
Everyone is just amazing. Over on my server, they responded to a meme saying, referencing the Hulk, which now started a whole conversation of who was, because he says, as Bruce Banner used to say, please don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
mm-hmm.
And then Arby's like, isn't Hulk Bruce Banner? It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we have some wonderful conversations and stuff on the servers.
That's actually, I got Jacob into that when he was 1.5 years old, and I
The
cannot.
old ones, the old Hulks, or
Yeah,
the newer, not
all
so good ones?
all of them, every
Okay.
single, from old to new, and everything in between, and you
Who
name
was
it.
the guy that played the original Hulk? What's his name? Um,
Hold on, don't.
Daniel
Yeah,
Radcliffe. Big dude.
yeah. Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno. Yes.
He
Do
was a
you know
wrestler.
in the early 2000 movie, the very first one that Marvel did
Yes,
as modern,
he showed up.
he showed
Cameo.
up as a security guard with Stan Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely blew my mind because I'm that old school.
Mm,
I grew up on reruns of the Hulk.
right.
Um, and so to see him there, it was like, woohoo, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool how they intertwined that. And you do know on all of those, uh, yeah,
Hey, JJ.
movies that Stan Lee always appears,
Up
does a
until his
cameo.
death,
Yeah,
yes. Like, Stephen King always makes a
yes,
guest appearance
right,
in his movies.
right. And I think that's pretty cool that they,
I love it.
yeah, it makes, I don't know, it just seems like it makes it more real, I guess. I mean, not that the story is, but the fact that they can partake in it, that
Mhm.
they get to do something. So,
Well, I mean, it is their brain, it's their baby. They
right,
created this,
correct. Yeah.
and so you gotta love it in that context, and the fact that they show up and are that hands-on in the process.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that says a lot, and
Yeah.
so, and again, after Stan Lee died and Marvel went to Disney, it
Uh,
just went down the drain.
oh
I
yeah.
have not really cared to
Well,
watch any of them.
that's because it went woke. That's why it had DEI attached to it.
Art says, "Okay, I'm here putting on another pot of coffee. Day started too early." I feel you, my man. I feel
Yeah.
you.
Tell me about it.
Um, oh god, I feel like I'm gonna puke.
Oh,
If I randomly mute, just know I'll be back. And not like you can do jack shit until I get back.
exactly. Maybe I'll start singing Christmas carols for Dinkelman. Maybe he'll show
I think he's got work today or
up. Okay.
something going on. So,
Okay,
all
so the
right.
sheriff identified the Colorado high school shooter that he was radicalized by some extremist network. Investigators
I
said,
have to. I know.
I
Sorry.
that's okay. That's why I did that.
I
Invest
couldn't even read it. That's why I had to enlarge it so I could follow along.
just get that bug out of the way.
This bug?
Right. Yeah, that bug. So
I'm gonna find a way to convert my mouse into a
I
bug, an
know
actual
now
bug, and
really
just
it was bad enough that I let the dog out and I said, "Crazy bee, oh my gosh, there's a huge grasshopper out there." And she says, "Is it the size of a field mouse?" And I said, "Pretty much." And I'm like, "I'll try to take a picture of it, but I couldn't get that close to it. I was not
mhm.
going to have it fly up in my face." So I'm traumatized by bugs, so just keep it away. Investigators said Thursday that they have identified the shooter responsible for the Wednesday afternoon shooting at Evergreen High School in Colorado. The shooting took place at about 12:24 p.m. local time on Wednesday on school grounds and left two students injured, according to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office and news coverage. In an announcement posted on X on Thursday, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office identified the shooter as 16-year-old Desmond Hawley. 16. 16.
Yep.
16. The sheriff
Sad.
The sheriff's office announced in a post on X on Wednesday night that the high school shooter had died from self-inflicted injuries. Jefferson County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Jackie Kelly said Thursday morning that they were not yet sure of the shooter's motive. You know, the fact that a 16-year-old not only did what he did, but that he had the capacity to take his own life is just beyond words. It it truly is beyond words.
It is.
We're looking at a motive. We don't have one yet, Kelly said. CBS News reported sometimes we never find out why. Kelly added that the shooter had been radicalized by some extremist network. He was radicalized by some extremist network, and the details of that will be down the road. And we wanted to give you that much about maybe a mindset for him, Kelly said, according to the outlet. Kelly went on to say that the shooter continued to fire and reload, fire and reload, fire and reload. This went on and on as he did that. He had to continue to find more targets, CBS News reported. She added that the students and the teachers at the school were amazing. They did their job, they did it well, and their lives were saved yesterday because of the actions they took during their lockdown drill, Kelly added. Lots of kids ran, but the ones who didn't were in lockdown and were being cared for. Tracy
Oh,
Dorland, you're
let
okay.
me scroll it up for you.
Okay, thank you. Tracy Dorland, the superintendent of Jefferson County Public Schools, said in a statement released Wednesday night that we cannot pretend that this is just another tragic incident. Dorland added that the pain of this incident reopens old wounds.
And I'm absolutely sure they are referring to Columbine.
Exactly. And, you know, everywhere I've seen, obviously, they're calling for stricter gun laws. Um,
Stricter gun laws aren't going to stop the criminals.
exactly. And we
How many
talked,
times do we got to say it, and how many ways do we got to say it?
I don't know, but uh, crazy bee, honestly, I really don't know the answer to that. We keep saying it over and over. And, I mean, we talked a little bit yesterday about, having, armed security or police at the schools with having a child have to go through a metal detector, whatever that cost would be. Is that worth their life? Possibly. And do you recall? I don't know what school district it was or if it was a generality where there was consideration for teachers to actually be armed in their classroom in the event something would happen. Do you recall anything like that?
Not off the top of my head, but I feel like shit today, so there is that. Um,
If anybody in the chat recalls that, I can search that up a little bit later on, but I seem to
Arkansas.
it
JJ
was
says something about Arkansas
okay. I seem to recall that they talked about having the teachers uh, be
armed.
be armed, but I don't know if that ever passed or not. I would venture to say the answer was no, but I don't know for sure. But
Well, I got to read you one comment really
sure.
fast. JJ, and I pinned this earlier, he says, I have realized that I have been listening to the voice of Lucille Ball, D, Sounds just like her. You sound like
I
Lucille Ball.
I do not.
According to him, you do. We don't hear how we sound to others.
This
So,
is true.
in
I
our own heads, we sound different. I hate the way I sound in
Oh,
the
so do I.
playbacks.
Well, one, I have issues with having thyroid cancer, so it's that and severe neuropathy. So when I can't speak, that means that my mouth has decided it does not want to form words, and it does not want to cooperate. I actually have been getting injections to try to make it better, but we'll see if it works or not. But I love Lucille Ball, and I don't think I sound anything like her. Act like her sometimes, maybe, but not sound like her. Now I'm going to have to pull up some old videos. Okay, JJ, thank you. I'll take it.
I will.
I'll
I
take
would.
I'll take it. I really liked her. And I used to watch that her I Love Lucy, her I forget what the other program she had uh
Yeah.
with Vivian Vance and yeah, they were pretty famous.
He says, I love your voice, ladies. Both of your accents add to it.
Mhm.
Art says, I do recall the idea of teachers caring becoming a thing for a while. I don't really have an issue with that, but it does make it difficult for cops to tell who the good guys from the bad guys. That's why I don't think every teacher should
Mhm.
be armed, but
That-
like a hand, maybe two or three tops in every school. There should be at least one well trained
And that's what
armed
yeah.
professional in every
Right.
school.
And that's what I believe that this, whatever this program was about. I'll try to do a little bit of research on
They
it.
can neutralize the shooter faster
That
than the cops could get
exactly,
there.
exactly. And that
And
was
I've even suggested putting veterans as security guards in
oh, I
schools.
agree. They would kick some ass.
I know. Oh, I'm echoing back on myself somehow. It sounds like
So I'll try to JJ watch my yins and jagoffs and all of that and my downtown stuff. Um, so that's it for the update on that. And now we're
yeah.
going to
Mom, why
go
is my
to
skin flappy like this?
we're going to go to Newsmax and watch the uh, video from the press conference that happened earlier this morning on the.
Let's see if I can get it to play.
Okay.
Special Agent
There
in
we go.
Charge Robert Bowles and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as
Could you
to
pause that
the
1 second,
writing
Kirk?
on
Yes,
those
I will. Hold
casings.
on. Go ahead.
I just have a question
Uh-huh.
regarding his roommate. Is he culpable in any way?
Um, I don't know. I mean, people talk a lot of shit online, and you don't always think they're gonna be capable of doing it. I don't know at this point if he's going to be charged for knowing and not
Saying,
reporting.
right?
I don't know if there is if they do that. I mean,
And-
I can see them saying, "Look, we thought he was just joking. He was full of shit."
Right. And the
It's
fact
hard to
that,
say.
and think about, I mean, everything that I've been taught is you don't give anything up to the police, right? That why would you let them take screenshots of your Discord?
Well, because now after the fact, they find out he really did it.
Right. But I'm
They're
saying they shouldn't they have had a warrant?
you only need you don't have to have a warrant if people offer up the
That's
evidence.
what I'm saying though. Should, as a citizen, should you wait for a warrant, or should you, in this case, the roommate gave it up? And my question is, if the roommate could possibly be in any trouble, if he wouldn't have given them the Discord information without the warrant, then I don't I don't know. I just don't know if he's culpable in any way. And
Well, that's here's what Art had to say. Really, the roommate is only culpable if participating in furthering the crime, but
right,
prosecutors do get a bit overreaching. So, if he did not participate but had seen it, he I mean, I feel you're obligated to report something like that
hmm,
personally, but some people might be, well, they're just full of shit.
yeah.
They're not going to seriously go through with this.
Well, I think this has to do with the whole mental illness issue. And if they're saying if his friend knew that he was getting radicalized by extremists,
Well, maybe the roommate is equally radicalized and doesn't want to be tied with it
right?
and doesn't want to make it known he was is just as bad. I mean,
Right.
there is that
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there as question.
possibility.
A
Yeah.
question,
And again, with roommates like that, you got to wonder how much was talked about offline, not recorded,
right?
and you got to wonder who else was heavily involved but is now playing dumb.
Right. Yep. All right.
I'm
Thank.
not trying to point fingers. I'm just saying, statistically, people know. They just claim they didn't
No.
realize that person was going to do it.
Right.
He only joked about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have lots of lefty friends. Define radical for me. Yeah. The ones that will take it too far and push it too far. The ones who are calling for us to not have our guns, the ones who are calling for us to not be allowed to speak, those are radicals, just like the radical right that doesn't want the left to speak and doesn't want the left to have certain rights and in society. Now, I'll jokingly say send all the leftist commie wannabes to Antarctica and say, have at it. There's your country. Good luck. And fly away or boat away, whichever you take them down there in. And just, they can have at it. Because honestly, they're just, every time it sets in, it just destroys the nation.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the commie left extremist and the extreme right, too. Send them to the North Pole and send the extreme left to the South Pole.
No, send them both to the South Pole and let survival of the fittest take place.
I like my son. He says send them both to the South Pole and let survival of the fittest take place.
Uh-oh.
Oh, did you lose my audio?
No. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. You're
I was
good.
always able to hear you. I just,
Okay.
9 times out of 10, it's you can't hear me.
You're good.
All right. But my son's great idea. Send them both to Antarctica and survival of the fittest.
Mm-hmm.
Have at it. I don't know anymore. Oh,
Hit play. Hit that button.
okay. I wasn't sure if you wanted to add more or
No,
not.
go ahead. You're good.
Those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow
Damn.
symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao."
Wait, did he really just use gaming code? The cheat for what game was that? With the up arrows and down arrows and left and right ones? What game was that, buddy?
The Konami code?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a Contra.
I
I don't
swear
know.
that reminds I don't know if that's just me. Oh no, because that has ABs in it too. Okay, nope, not that then. Something else. Okay, my brain, like I said,
Mom, do you think Islam is
Bella
closer to
Ciao,
secularism?
no. Just let us stop interrupting for right now.
Ciao, Ciao. And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah. But I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. But Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilize these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bondino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m. where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local
Crazy,
authorities,
will you
along with
stop
federal
there
authorities,
for a second?
process that crime scene
Yes,
quickly.
I will.
So, does this mean now that for everything that happens in the country, we can expect this level of service from the FBI and the police and the
I
governor?
pray.
And for the ordinary citizen, for all those that have these cases that are unsolved, that are backlogged, that are sitting there, or for now other TV personalities. For example, Officer Tatum has now been threatened with his life. What does all this mean now that, and don't get me wrong, I am ecstatic that this killer has been caught, right? But given now what he has said, that they took the full weight of the government, the governor, the police departments, every possible asset that they had. What does that mean going forward?
I don't know. Unfortunately, it's hard to say. What does it mean?
Mm-hmm. Is it going to be a political pick? You know what I mean? You're on the left, we'll take care of you. You're on the right, we'll take care. I don't know what it means going forward with this
Hmm.
new, uh, and pretty much I agree that the police hands have been tied with the whole DEI and woke bullcrap that has gone on. They haven't been able to do their jobs the way they should be able to. So, I know that President Trump has unleashed that, uh, in an executive order, that they get to be police again. But I just don't know how with this type of thing. In a way, it kind of reminds, now that I think about it, is it similar to Jussie Smollett in a way?
Um, I don't know.
That just popped into my head. I don't know. I don't know. I, d- I don't know what it means that
Hmm.
then for the next incident that occurs. Uh, where do we go from here?
I can only hope in a better direction than we've been going.
I'm down for that.
JJ said that this is kind of a crucial. It was the family's pastor who called the father, and then the father, who was a retired sheriff, turned his son in.
Hmm.
I know there was reports that the father was a pastor,
Correct.
and it's not. It was the family pastor who reported it to the father.
Thanks,
Okay.
JJ, for that. I haven't seen that anywhere yet, but I'm sure it's forthcoming, hopefully.
Hmm. Um, do you want to continue with this?
Um, I think it's pretty much their crazy bee.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Crazy bee.
Oh,
Oh,
bother. She
seriously.
can't hear me.
Oh, fudge.
She'll be back. Patience is a virtue for us.
Mhm.
And I do apologize, everybody. I've got a massive headache, and my throat and everything is scratchy and swollen, kind of raw feeling. So it is really hard for me to um, talk much today and think and so much else. And I did see what Art had put earlier about ginger tea. Yes, I need someone to go get some though.
We could probably get some ginger pea from a person.
Tea.
Oh,
Hear me,
I thought you were
crazy
talking
bee?
about from a ginger.
Now I can hear you. Yes.
Sorry, I got kicked out.
Well, I
Couldn't
could hear you all along, but
I, I couldn't
you
get back in.
couldn't hear me. So, yeah.
Right, couldn't get back in. I don't think. Well, yeah, we have some other information, but that goes on for a while. So, if you're
Yeah.
interested in further details from the press conference, that'll be in the description below.
Hmm.
And as a reminder, please like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it.
Our right now we only have the typical breakfast tea in the house, and that is better than nothing. But I think we are almost out of that. I really need the kids to either make some or And when their dad gets home from work, they all go grab some from the store because I'm telling you, I feel like shit.
What do you mean breakfast tea?
Black tea
Oh,
that you use to make iced tea. It's
uh,
also known as breakfast tea.
really?
Yeah.
That has to be a southern thing.
I don't know. Most people just call it tea, but I happen to know it's usually called breakfast tea. But
Never heard of it.
I'm weird.
Never heard of it. Is there lunchtime tea, dinner tea, and bedtime tea?
Uh, I don't know. You'd have to ask someone from the UK on that one. I know, like Earl Grey is not one of my favorites. I'm not a fan of it.
Mhm.
I have mullein tea. That might help if I could get my daughter to wake up and make some. But no, there's a lot of different teas out there. Chamomile is usually a bedtime tea.
Mhm.
So I mean, take your pick.
All right. What do we got up next there?
Oh, another video. Um, shows the killer jumping off the roof.
Yeah, we wanted to prior to them having the press conference, we have information, and at this point, we'll try to go through it quickly. But I do think it's worthwhile just so you see exactly how they tracked him and where he ran to and what he did in this particular video. They did a good job on finding him.
Mm-hmm. All right. Play. Oh, no one's talking. I don't want to get us in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, stunned his ankle.
Yep.
Had that happen.
Now this here, they're saying, stop there for 1 second, Crazy Daisy.
Whoops. Pause and back it up.
Yeah, they're saying that he had the rifle in his right pant leg that
He
went up.
said but they said that he left the rifle at the scene.
That was after he shot him.
Yeah. This him going there or
No,
no,
yeah.
this is limping after.
Uh, I'm not sure. This is what was reported earlier, but
Because it showed him jump off the roof and
it,
then followed.
yeah,
This is a doorbell cam.
yeah. Um,
I don't know
I don't. This was what was reported earlier, so we'll say we're not sure then of
if this was before or after.
yeah,
Because that fall, the way his ankle hit,
right,
he landed too straight down. His legs were too straight,
right.
and I could see how that would have possibly like done a slight injury to the
Mhm.
ankles,
Right,
and that would explain the limping as well.
right.
Well, we saw him limping after he left the building, so I don't know.
Neither do I.
All right, well, let's keep going and see what they say. Oh,
where the shooter
there we go.
was proned out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead and play that video and I'll narrate as we walk through that. So here you see the suspect ran behind that upper
That sun glare don't help.
building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. As he does, he's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that. It's important to note his black t-shirt, his black pants, and appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, You're going to see a very distinctive T-shirt with an American flag and appears to have an eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses. All distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect after dropping off the building. He moved around across this grassy area, around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right. After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence.
Oh, mute again. Sorry, I just don't want us getting in trouble. Yeah, I don't know if that was before or after. Hold on, let me unmute.
Helping us to get information out to the public. And,
Oh, there we go.
we
Okay.
appreciate the media and the partnership we have with you in helping us to get information out to the public so that we can catch this assassin and hold him accountable. We are going to share a portion of a video and that we have of the suspect, as well as some new stills. Those have already been released, but we want to make sure that they get as much attention as possible so that we can get help from the public in tracking down this evil human being. More than anything, we are going to catch this person. Last thing I will just say is we've been working with our attorneys, getting everything that we need, affidavits ready, so that we can pursue the death penalty.
I hope they don't show it, because I know we're doing our best to avoid
Yeah,
that.
if you want to just stop there, then Crazy B. I can't recall on this one if they do or not.
Yeah, I'm
I've
kind of
looked
in the
at,
same boat because I
yeah,
didn't
I've
watch
looked.
them in
We've looked
advance.
at so much stuff, and I apologize to the viewers, but we've watched so many videos. I should have made a note of the video, but
It's also been very busy.
yes. And all I've been
You've been super busy.
between that and baby JJ, we kind of don't have a life. So we'll stop there. That'll be in the description as well. Again, please be warned. Crazy B, could you put a possible trigger warning on that?
Yeah, when I go and drop it over, I will.
We'll put that as a possible.
Actually, I'm going to put it in while we're chit chatting, but
Okay.
uh, sorry. Oh my God.
I know. My head's starting to thump. We're going to be the two sick sisters today.
Okay. The next one you sent was a duplicate. What you thought you sent was for Fox News was actually a duplicate of the one we just watched.
That's fine.
So I'm going to have to skip that. And statement from Trump is next.
That was Trump Jr.
Oh, Trump Jr. My bad.
Yeah. Okay, hold on one second. Now, as you recall, yesterday I mentioned to you that Charlie Kirk was a personal aide for Donald Trump Jr., and he was extremely close to his Trump's granddaughter, or in this case, Trump Jr.'s daughter, Kai. This isn't my strong suit, and I don't even know how to begin to put into words the loss I am feeling right now over the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Kirk wasn't just a friend, he was like a little brother to me and to millions of people around the world. He was a true inspiration. He was one of the most courageous, principled men I've ever known, and he lived every day with purpose. His faith in God was unshakable. His love for Erica was inspiring, and the way he adored and cared for his two beautiful kids showed the kind of man he truly was. Charlie dedicated his life to something bigger than himself. He fought tirelessly for this country, for the values that make America great, and for the next generation. The impact he had on young people, reaching them in masses, giving them courage to stand up, to think for themselves, and to fight for freedom, is immeasurable. There is no question that Charlie's work and his voice helped my father win the presidency. He changed the direction of this nation. Charlie was never a threat to anyone. He was civil, he was kind, he listened and responded with respect. The only threat he ever posed was that he was incredibly effective. He was a powerful messenger of truth, and the people heard that truth. That's what made him a target. This loss is absolutely devastating, not only for Erica and the kids, but for our country. We've lost a leader, a fighter, and a man whose character and conviction were rare, too rare. To think that his life was cut short by a brutal, heinous, evil act is beyond comprehension. It is a horrible and it is heartbreaking. Moments like this remind us just how fragile life is. We can't wait to tell people how much they mean to us. We can't admire them in silence. Charlie knew he was loved, but I want to say it again. He was a brother to me, and I will carry that with me forever. I know Charlie's legacy doesn't end here. He poured into millions of young people who will carry forward the torch he lit. He built something that will outlast him because it was grounded in faith, in truth, and in courage. And as his friend, I will never forget him. I'll honor him by loving boldly, speaking truth without fear, and continuing his spirit and courage. His fight lives on in all of us who loved him. This is an unimaginable loss for me, for his family, for everyone who loved him, and for America. Rest in peace, brother. You will be missed more than words can ever say, but your legacy will never be forgotten, and we will keep fighting the great fight.
Very well worded.
Now,
There's a
I don't
couple of
follow,
replies.
yeah, I do not follow Donald Trump Jr., but this really, as you said, was very well worded. It's probably what everybody needed to hear. And here I am
Yes,
crying again.
it's all good.
Is that for Kevin Sorbo?
No, people talking and stuff.
But
So,
but
yeah, I
it was
wanted to show some of the comments that were in response
So
to
what did Trump
this.
do?
It's Trump Jr.
What did Trump Jr. do?
He put out a very heartfelt goodbye to his friend who was killed the other day. So, um, let's jump to the next one.
uh, in this we've already gone over the videos several times, but there were some photos. If you'd scroll down a little bit, Crazy Bee, or up, um, there's his mugshot that they took of him. Hard to believe he's only 22.
Yeah,
There was the surveillance, and one of the things Crazy Bee and I talked about this morning was I don't think you can really get away with anything anywhere. There's cameras everywhere, ring doorbells everywhere. Uh, so I don't think that he uh, really, I don't want to say thought this out, but thought that he wasn't going to get caught. He was sorely mistaken.
I'm just surprised at how quickly they were able to identify. Like they did again with the J6, they did follow through, but the facial recognition wasn't what gave them away.
Right,
But you know, this day and age, a lot of people are just sick of the violence, and it
right,
needs to stop. And if these college age kids would just have a civil conversation instead of name calling and threats and hollering and emotional overload, they would be able to have a conversation with us. And if they would open their minds to try and understand our perspective and
right,
agree to disagree, it would be so much easier.
right. If
But
you,
I also know there are people on the right who won't open up and listen to their perspective.
right,
So we got that.
ways. If you scroll up a little bit, Crazy B, I do want to go down a little bit. I'm sorry. The other way, the other way.
Oh, up.
Yeah, up. Is that up? It looks down to me. Stop right up, down. Stop right there.
Just say the Trump announcement.
There you go. I just wanted to make note that Robinson did go to the university for one semester in 2021. They can spokesperson confirmed it. They didn't give a reason as to why he
Mhm.
dropped out or didn't return. And Trump did make the announcement himself this morning on Fox News that the arrest had been made. That's when the
Mhm.
news broke.
I appreciate that. I like that he's heavily involved in this, but would he do it if it was an average person?
Well, that's what I'm saying. And that was my question.
Yeah. That's it for those
Uh,
pictures. Um, Next is you sent a Google search
did it come through?
for, yeah, the Bella Ciao.
Okay, so in I
So
believe
what
it's
is the person trait? Oh
the
wait,
the bullets he has Bella Ciao on there, and this dates back to
World
uh,
War II.
Two. I almost said one. World
It's
War
an anti-fascism song.
So it's a song, and he makes reference to it about fascism. So they're trying to perhaps link this radicalization with this, and
Well,
I
because the song is currently used by Antifa. I found a post
okay,
from Andy No on X
okay.
where he had pointed out that it is a kind of a rallying song for Antifa right now,
Oh, I had
and has been for a bit.
okay. That's good to know. I hadn't heard that, but we provided a definition for you, and there's a version of the song in there as well. If you're so
Mhm.
inclined to want to check it out.
Yep, and it basically means beautiful goodbye.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah. Next topic is from the New York Post.
Yeah, this
Uh,
is where his father turned him in, and again, we've already gone through that through the press conference. Um, and again, we just got the press conference just right before we went on air, so
mhm.
everything that you see was prepared as of late last night and early this morning. Um, so again, feel free to look at what we have in the comments below.
Yep. Well, this is the last thing of the today updates, and we might have to start a little early into the other stuff or bring up some of the stuff from before.
Or
Uh,
call it a early day because you're not feeling well.
we've only been here for an hour.
Mm, that's okay.
Um, did we wanted to do this one last thing. Um, I noticed this, and I even commented on this post. I'm not a big fan of Ian Miles Chung in general. He loves to cause problems. Now, I have not been able to confirm this is factual, but it does remind me of that kid in Butler, Pennsylvania, the
Right.
one from last year
Yep.
was originally on the right and then got radicalized.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, uh-huh.
Yep.
It's really strange that this seems to be the calling card of some of these people who are going after political figures. Art says social media has created a culture where you get more popularity out of throwing bombs than you do for having an actual discussion debate. And I pointed that out to quite a few people too. Um, we need to quit with this shock factor to get likes. Stop liking the shock factor stuff. Stop liking the extremist stuff and start liking the middle ground people. I've said it. I was talking with someone early this morning. Sorry. And I told them the middle ground needs to not necessarily get as radicalized, but we need to make our voices louder.
Mm.
More of us need to start chiming in. More of us need to start putting it out there and making it clear we still exist, and these two groups of idiots do not control our nation. And I think we need to just get our middle ground people raising their voice a little bit more. And I would greatly appreciate if there was more middle ground people that would start putting their 2 cents out there.
And
I
when
really would. And if you want to get a start, you can always reach out to us and start by, if you're not sure if it's a thing for you, you can jump in and join us type of thing. We'll just kind of go from there. But it's definitely, we need more middle ground people to put their voices out there.
and I'll go for just a tad little bit of, slapping somebody. How about that? If necessary.
I wouldn't go with the extreme like what we're seeing from the
No,
left and
absolutely not. But
the right
the
people
whole,
who are crying for civil war to basically start over this and give
yeah,
the idiots what they want.
right. Yeah, there can't be retaliation in the same fashion.
Yeah, we cannot retaliate in the same way. We have to be smart and loud.
Right.
Be just raise our voices quite a bit more than what we've been doing, because too many of us have sat silent for
Yeah.
way too frickin' long. And again, middle
I think that,
ground, you can be
but I
middle
think,
ground and leaning left and middle ground leaning right,
but
but you're still middle ground.
I also think that has to do with people being in fear of
Hey,
retaliation.
Four Corners.
By four corners. And I think that has to do with retaliation potentially in a variety of ways. It
Uh
just,
huh.
it can be from, you know, we laugh
Well,
and
it's that fear that's giving them the power. As
right.
soon as we're no longer afraid of them, they lose power over us.
Well, that goes all back to that who and how, and you know, uh, we've discussed the General Assembly. I don't know if that's the answer or not. We've talked about voting them out of office.
I
That
think we need
never
to do a multi front attack on this
right.
nonsense.
Hmm.
Do the voting, get more involved, get your voices out there on a public level. You don't have to go and challenge everyone you meet, and do it in good faith. I'm sick of these bad faith people out there. I know we've called them out before. The ones who go out there trying to do the gotcha bullshit.
Yep.
They don't have none of their proof lined up. All right, JJ. So no, don't go out there in bad faith. Go out there prepared and ready to roll and have a good, honest faith conversation with them. Don't go out there trying to do the gotcha crap.
Great. See you later, JJ.
Yeah, we've got to get more center people who are rational to start cooling down this bullshit that's happening. Oh, my face hurts.
It's killing me.
My face, or
You know how that
I
goes?
mean, I know I'm not that good looking, but okay.
No, you know that how that when you were in grade school and somebody would say that,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know. I
face
had to have fun.
hurts, and you'd go, "Yeah, it's killing me." And that just
It's killing me too. uh, um, it's up to you if we want to pull more. My
no.
face
Are
and
you
throat
okay if
hurt.
we wrap up early? I mean, I have to
Ugh.
I have to get a person drugged. So
I've got to wait about an hour before I can get drugged.
yeah,
Unless I can convince my daughter to warm up some water so I can make some tea.
yeah.
Hey, buddy, go wash a coffee cup for me and warm up a cup of hot water. Heat up some water for me.
What else do we have sitting there? Do we have an article or whatever we could cover real quick?
No, it's all the stuff that we had that we didn't cover yesterday,
Okay.
and stuff you have for next week.
Well, what's in there for that we didn't do yesterday?
A lot.
Is there any articles?
I'm
Or why don't we
looking.
just go down the list? Why don't you just start with what you have and let's hit it out of the park?
Okay, this is the Sky News Australia
Oh, okay.
um video. I apologize. Here we are. Let's hit play.
It is a dark day for America. The great and legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. That is how President Donald Trump described conservative father and husband Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated today at a rally in Utah. Now, this should be a moment every reasonable person agrees is wrong and horrific. But I was stunned and disgusted to see some of the media coverage in the wake of this murder.
Environment in which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about this.
The assassination was a supporter firing a gun off in celebration. They actually put that to air. The shooting was at 12:20 p.m. Charlie was hit directly in the neck, and I've watched the video because I have to report on it, but I do not encourage anyone to see it. For so-called journalists to publish an assertion that this shot, which was from around 200 yards away, which is about 180 meters, to publish the assertion that it was an innocent mistake of a supporter is quite frankly insane. It is willfully false, and that clip isn't even the worst of the media's coverage. While showing footage of people running from gunshots, MSNBC thought it appropriate to provide context. They called him divisive at a time while he was dying from his wounds.
By the way, our affiliate in Utah and the aftermath of the shooting, you could see people running away pretty quickly, as you would imagine they would do at gunshots. The FBI director, Kash Patel, has weighed in on this. He just tweeted the following: "We're closely monitoring reports of the tragic shooting involving Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Our thoughts are with Charlie, his loved ones, and everyone affected. Agents will be on the scene quickly, and the FBI stands in full support of the ongoing response and the investigation." Charlie Kirk is a divisive figure, polarizing, lightning rod, whatever term you want to use. Why?
Well, he's one of MAGA's most prominent voices online. He hosts a near daily podcast. He opines on almost everything. He's been very closely aligned with the president since his initial run for office in 2015, 2016. And his ties to Trump really elevated his own brand. He was really quite young as an activist when the president launched his initial campaign. And he has kind of ridden along with MAGA since 2016 and built up a massive, massive brand of his own. His group has brought in tons and tons of money.
And, of course, there have been countless Democrat Party supporters tweeting out awful things, effectively saying that he deserved it. Now, you would expect this from nutjobs on the internet, but what about proper newsrooms? The BBC put the words "great guy" in quote marks here. Teen Vogue described him as far right. And look at this insane intro from the New York Times. You would think that the so-called paper of record could simply just report Charlie's death. No, they had to characterise him first. Charlie Kirk, a conservative wunderkind who through his radio show, books, political organisation and speaking tours did much to shape the hard right movement that has coalesced around President Trump, becoming a close ally of his. Now, keep in mind, we're about 35 words in at this point before they get to the actual story that he died on Wednesday in Utah after he'd been shot while speaking at a college campus event. Disgraceful stuff. And then we have TikTokers, cretins who delight in misery and openly wish death on those who have different political views.
Oops, I want to pause.
What are you on about?
God's timing is always right.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, God's timing is always
Is it
right.
any wonder that people turn to...
I know, that was bull crap. It was absolute garbage for people to say something on that level.
Independent journalists at a time like this to just get a normal and reasonable view of what happened. And a credit to Megyn Kelly, who covered the news with grace and emotion.
They're reporting that Charlie has died. That he's dead. At the age of 31. Which he would have to be if that video was real.
There's no way he survived that. The only good thing is, it had to have happened quickly.
Right. Right.
Sorry, I was just putting in a request for tea. They got home early. Oh, tell me you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Did you want to continue or
Is that the end of it?
Yeah, that's the end of that video.
Yeah.
Next up we had the Greg Gutfeld in the 5.
Yeah, again, here we have foreign news agencies saying what should be said here in America.
Yeah. They should not be reporting on how messed up America has become.
That's right.
They should be reporting on how unified we are against this one idiot.
Right.
Oh, it's heartbreaking, to say the least. Shit. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. We needed to go on with. Do we want to go on with the next one?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll go till 4:30 if that's okay.
All right. Let me hit play on this. Oh, share and then play. Okay, here we go.
This is unacceptable. It's so tragic, and he touched a lot of people and a lot of people's hearts. You're going to hear a lot about more about that in the next hour and in the coming hours here on Fox News. His first television hit, Greg Gutfeld, was Fox and Friends in 2012, believe it or not. So we've known the young man for a long time, and may he rest in peace.
Yeah, he's I've known him for probably 10 years. I mean, it's hard to gather your thoughts beyond just horror. So instead, I mean, you know, Charlie was such a force of nature. He was brilliant and he was funny, but what scared people was his persuasiveness. And the only way to take him down, because he could persuade you so strongly, was to kill him. You know, and the shock and despair that we are feeling, and I mean we as in shared by everyone at home and around this table and in this building, it's a testament to the impact of Charlie's friendship and his bravery and his character. And it's so deep a wound that we all feel. It's because it feels like he's one of us. He's part of us because he was such genuinely a patriot and a great person. So how do you work through this stuff? You know, it's not about him or me. It's us, the viewers. You are us. What do we do? Well, you still do what you always do, but you do more of it. You stand up, you speak up, and you share the risk. Right now, you are recoiling, but you have to come back and return stronger, more fortified, and more resilient. What is ironic, fittingly, I guess, is that this is a turning point. You know, if you believe in Charlie, you got to believe in yourself because he believed in you. You know, this isn't over. This is the beginning. And Charlie's power just got released in all of us. He's going to be bigger now than he ever was on this chaotic planet. He made us all bigger. So I think that if you're at home and you're feeling bad, don't just get through it. And remember that he would want you to get stronger and not back down.
Jesse, before I go to you, President Trump has announced that the flags will fly at half-mast for Charlie Kirk until Sunday evening at 6 p.m. I know you knew him well, too.
Yeah, we're sick, we're sad, we're angry, and we're resolute. And we're going to avenge Charlie's death in the way Charlie would want it to be avenged. He was such a beautiful boy. He was an American boy. And he was incredibly positive. He was full of energy and life. And he made politics fun. You see it at his events when things blow up and the music plays. And we haven't had that in a very long time in this country. Every time he did a hit on my show, he would text me afterwards, "Thank you, Jesse. I really appreciate having you on."
Yep.
And my daughter loved him. I mean, she's 13 years old. This is a man who touched an entire generation of Americans and electrified them and made them patriots. And this is not a controversial person. This is not a polarizing guy, a divisive person, a firebrand that he's being described as in the media. This is like a guy that you have a barbecue with at your summer house. This is the kind of guy, if you came back with your daughter, you'd say, "Thank God, we got a good one." He's a great athlete. He's a great person. He's a great Christian. You see his family out there. He had his kids not facing the photos because he wanted to protect them, because he knew how evil people were. So when he goes out to these college campuses, he's not provoking anybody. He's like Socrates. He asks questions, and he does it with a smile. And there's nothing controversial about saying socialism is worse than capitalism. Men and women are different. Let's put America first, because that's all he was about, putting America first. And as Greg said, this hits differently because Charlie was one of us. And Trump gets hit in the ear. Charlie gets shot dead. They came after Kavanaugh with a rifle to his neighborhood. They went after Musk's cars. They just shot 2 Jews outside the embassy. Think about it. Scalise got shot, barely survived. It's happening. You got trans shooters. You got riots in LA. They are at war with us.
I'm a little disappointed in him for not pointing out about Governor Shapiro and that other person over in, was it Minnesota?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit disappointed he didn't point them out as well. I'm going to be very honest.
Yeah, he should have included them.
because they are victims of political violence because they were not radical enough in the
Right.
opinion of the left.
That's correct. She was shot over her because she was the no vote on passing that legislation. We covered that, the
Yep.
Minnesota
I
lawmaker.
believe it was on the abortion legislation. So I'm disappointed in Fox News for not keeping it neutral in that aspect.
Right. The five, I'm not sure what he said on his show, but the five is considered opinion. So
Yes.
I, take that into consideration. And, Jesse is of hot water natured himself. So, he got started with Bill O'Reilly as the man on the street kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not discrediting what you're saying. It's just they're like any other, The View, any of those types of stations.
It's all opinion.
Exactly.
And they're allowed to have their opinion, but I mean, if they want to appear neutral like they claim they are, they need to have added those two people that were from the Democratic Party.
Right.
It's just what I'm saying. And they could have, I would have been less critical. And I wouldn't have even paused it if he had added them. But he didn't. So, yeah, I just have issues with that. Try
Right.
to be fair. Call out all of them, not just the ones after the people you support.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we want to accept it or not, they are at war with us. And what are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate? And that's the question we're just going to have to ask ourselves. Now, Charlie would want us to put as much pressure on these people as possible. Dana nailed it. This is unacceptable and has to stop. And it has to stop now. And everybody's accountable. And we're watching what they're saying on television and who's saying what. The politicians, the media, and all of these rats out there. This can never happen again. It ends now. Greg's right again. This is a turning point, and we know which direction we're going.
Turning point used so appropriately there. This is also in Joe Biden has posted on X a statement. He said, "There is no place in our country for this kind of violence. It must end now." Jill and I are praying for Charlie Kirk's family and loved ones. Sure to have many more of these statements to come through. Harold, you also knew Charlie Kirk.
I met Charlie a few times. First off, my condolences and prayers to his family. This is a young dad. The kind of pain that his wife has to be experiencing as she is channeling her own kids. She should know she'll be lifted in my family's prayers tonight. You all said it, this is horrifying. It's profoundly sad. A 31, 32-year-old young man, I know he was born in 1993. I don't know his exact birthday, but he'd been 32 this year if he wasn't already. I don't know all the details about the shooter or any of those things. I'm sure we will learn and rightly learn. But our infatuation with our own politics and our own ideas causes us, I think, to drown in these thoughts and these justifications. I've read some things and seen some things that people have said today who have talked about Charlie's politics in a way that it sounds as if they are trying to bring some understanding or justification for this. There's no justification for this. Charlie and I didn't agree on a lot of politics, a lot of the paths to solve political problems. But I viewed his thoughts and ideas as ways to try to help make my thoughts and ideas better. Politics at its best is that. We're going to hear a lot over the coming days on both sides, those who adored Charlie and his politics, those who did not like Charlie, did not like his politics. But there's no place in our country. There's no place, if you love America, if you love freedom, if you indeed want to make America, whatever side you sit on, Democrat or Republican, the greatest nation in the world, and believe it is, you can't in any way defend this or justify this. I close where I started. I don't know Erica, but my thoughts and prayers to her and to his daughter and to his son.
Free speech lives high in your list of priorities, Kennedy.
Absolutely. And you think about all of us go out there and we want to meet the public. We want to speak. We want to speak our minds. We are fortunate enough to have been given a microphone and this medium to talk about ideas and amplify what we believe is right. It is okay to be polarizing. It is okay to be a lightning rod. It is okay for people to disagree with you. It is not okay to take someone's life. And you know, there are people who have tried to justify what happened based on the reaction that Charlie Kirk stirred in people. I will tell you this, as Jesse said, his daughter loved Charlie Kirk. My daughter is a junior in college. A lot of them only get their news from TikTok, and they all know who Charlie Kirk is. Because using the Socratic method, he has confronted the sophistry of socialism and progressivism on college campuses. That was his life's work, and they all knew who he was. And as they shared those videos, many of those young people questioned their beliefs, maybe for the first time in their lives. And it's okay to do that as well. And I hope they continue to do that. And then
If you can't be self-critical of what you believe, there's something wrong with you. I think that people need to do a lot more introspection and start looking at what things they've said, how they've said it. Could it have triggered something like this? I mean, you don't got to go out of your way to be rude to someone to get your point across. You don't need to name call. And I see it on the right as much as I do the left. Well, the right likes to use the term retarded for everything they don't agree with.
Yep.
That's not a plausible argument. That's not even a half-assed argument. That's a, I don't agree with you. I'm not going to take the time to talk with you. I'm just going to call you retarded and walk away. So, like I said, I see a lot of it on both sides. It's got to stop.
Hold on 1 second. Go lay down. Get in your bed. Go.
I am in my bed. I am laying down.
And I'm not talking to the baby. Go. This is ridiculous. You can't have anything. All I have
Oh, you can. It's just the dog doesn't understand.
All I have is something to drink here. Go ahead, crazy bee. I'm sorry.
But no, my whole point still remains, both sides need to learn to communicate better. And maybe they need to learn to shut the hell up and listen to those of us in the middle ground who can see where some of the things the Democrats propose really are good ideas, and that some of the things the right propose are not good ideas too.
And vice versa.
Yes.
Whoever's in office. I mean, when you take a look at who's there today and you take a look at the behavior, I mean, I watched Senate hearings, House hearings, where the entire, on special committees, the entire Democrats got up and walked out. The entire thing. Just
Texas had to hire, had to recruit, how many agents to go after them?
After them, yeah, and that was at the state level. I'm talking about at the federal government. Nancy Pelosi winked, and they all got up and walked. It just is. It should not be permitted. We shouldn't be allowing this to occur, and that's why I agree. Bottom up, but it also needs to be from the top down as well. Leaders obviously are going to demonstrate to others what actions you should take, and obviously it's demonstrated when you got people calling for violence uh, on the right. And again, I'm waiting, still haven't seen anything where somebody from the right.
Well, they haven't physically gone out and done something, but their words are reason why some people respond. But I've always said words do not warrant a physical reaction.
And I
But
mean,
they use those words as an excuse
right.
to go and attack. So again, I don't believe in censoring our speech. I believe a lot of the extremists on the left need to learn to cope, and some of the extremists on the right need to learn how to communicate. Proper communication. You
Maybe
don't need to be rude.
maybe they should take communication 101 over again when they when they get into office. This is the this is the expectations. I mean, the fact that there was a oh, here we go. Now he sees a rabbit.
Oh, tell him to go get it. Bring it back for dinner.
Case, come here. Come here. Go.
Come here, then go.
Yeah.
No wonder he's confused.
No, he knows what that means. He comes to me, and then go means to go to daddy. That's what that means. I told you. He's the only dog that I know that has to come to me for me to tell him, hey, tell daddy to let me out. So it's the strangest thing, but it's what it is. Come
The
here.
alpha in the house in his eyes.
It's
So.
come here and then go. So that's what we do every day, several times. Once Eric gets home, several times. Yep.
Wow. But at least he sees you as the pack leader.
Well,
And you are really the one leading the house and the
yeah,
family.
during the day. Yeah, they're all away and at work, and so he would obviously see me as that. But the fact that the House of oh yeah, crazy dog he is versus a crazy bee. No, JJ, I have her too, so I have both. They're both
Yeah,
in
it's
my
not a
life.
versus, it's a double whammy.
Yep. But the fact that the House of Representatives could not control themselves long enough for a moment of
Yep.
silence, that
It's
tells you right
unacceptable.
then and there what we're dealing with.
Yep. And it's again one of the major things I have an issue with
Mm.
our politicians, our political leaders and all that. They need to get their heads out of their asses and actually start setting an example of how we are supposed to behave as Americans. They are the higher standard. They need to be held to it.
Right.
I know if I was in a leadership role, I would not be acting as wild as the people I'm supposed to be leading. It doesn't make sense to behave that way.
No, you have to be hold yourself above what the
And encourage
expected.
others.
Right. Hold on. Bug.
Is it my mouse again?
No, it isn't that.
No,
It's a real
it's a
bug.
rodent.
Ugh. Okay, that's it. Between the grasshopper and the bug, I'm done. No more bugs. That's it. We're done. Everybody's trying to come in. We're the oasis in the desert. It's getting to be winter time.
Uh-huh.
Everybody wants in, and I'm like, I was thinking this year maybe duct taping, like the doors shut, the windows. I mean, I know they make that stuff, or press and seal might work.
If you duct tape the windows and doors shut, how are you going to get in and out?
Well, in my bedroom, I don't go out
Oh,
that. Yeah, I don't go out that way anymore. Maybe I'll try press and seal. That would probably work.
I know I've used it before in the
Yeah.
past.
Oh, you have? Okay, we'll give that
Mhm.
a shot.
It helps also keep the inside of the house nice and toasty.
Mm-hmm. It also works wonder if you need to get a shower and you have stitches or a cast or something like that. It works pretty good to keep water out.
Mm-hmm.
Sticks to everything. We digress, though.
I gotta recharge my mouse. It just died on me. I
Uh-oh.
apologize. No, it's not your fault.
But it truly is frustrating to see the behavior that has gone on.
Mm-hmm. And
But
that's again where I stand. Y'all know my points. Y'all hear me say it enough. Forward this stuff to somebody else.
mm-hmm.
Time for them to learn.
All right. So, do you want to stop here, Crazy Bee? It's almost 20 to 5, and I have to drug my husband. So,
I need to fight with my family to go get something ginger or better for my icky feeling.
Phil's a ginger, right?
Did you go and hunt up?
Cinnamon and ginger is what I need right now.
Move.
So, all right, folks, I'm done.
yeah, we're done. It's been a rough week. Again, everybody, please take care of yourself this weekend. Give yourself a extra special, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
and be safe. Watch out for your loved ones. Give them a kiss. Make sure you tell them that you love them.
Even if they get on your nerves routinely.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
but
That I'm done, Crazy Bee. What do you got to say?
other than the hidden icon image thing
Mm-hmm.
that I put up on every video is somewhere in the video. Feel free to leave comments with what it is. I'll get back to you whether you're right or wrong. I mean, the darn things are pretty obvious, but if you feel like playing along, go for it. Um, Other than that, it's the stay safe, stay sane, stay sober. I've got to go fight with our notification bot that just drunkenly posted another one.
Uh-oh.
For an episode. What episode was that?
I don't know why you say that. Please don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yep.
We need
Oh,
to
it's
get
the
our head out of water.
episode.
Mm-hmm. We need to get our head up out of water.
Yep. So, yeah.
Have a great weekend, everybody, and we will catch you on Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m.
Yep. We'll see y'all on the next one.
Take care.
Bye.